Uh, The Boys just finished season 3. Um, what's it called? I feel like The Boys is definitely the best, one of the best TV shows on air right now. And it's crazy that it's coming from fucking Amazon because they got Invincible, they got this, they got mad shows on. When it's crazy, I feel like they're fighting against Netflix right now, where it was usually Netflix and Hulu, but I feel like now it's Netflix and Amazon. Like, you know what I mean, with like
Yeah.
original shows. But yeah, you binge watched the whole season, so I watched
Yeah.
it weekly. So what do you think after binge watching it?
Bro, I feel like when you binge watch it, it's like the best. It's like the best because like also like when you watch it partly like I can understand like the suspense of waiting, but not having to wait to watch something that's so good is just like it just feels so dope. I legit binged the whole thing like within like 3 days. I was like, yo, this shit was crazy. Like it was like I gotta say, bro, like I feel like this was like the best like live action superhero show I've seen.
Definitely.
Like even though I don't even know if you can really consider it like a superhero show though.
It is though.
It is like isn't it like a it's like a supervillain show, I feel like.
Nah.
I mean, who's the superhero?
Well, they're superheroes. Just because they're bad people doesn't make them not superheroes. You know what I mean? They're still like the character of a superhero, like somebody with a suit, superpower, saves people. It just so happens that they're assholes. You know?
Yeah. It just makes it hard to see them as superheroes because of the shit that you see what they do.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess like Starlight. Well, even then, it's kind
Yeah,
of
Starlight, you could say that, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so fucking yeah. What'd you think about like the plot? And shit? Obviously, we're gonna spoil it, but what'd you think about just like the storyline where they went with this season? Like, how do you think it's different from other seasons and shit like that? Like,
Well, I would say for the beginning of if I compare it to the first season was more of a mystery about who basically the heroes were kind of. But I feel like this one we kind of know how everyone acts and how everyone behaves, and there's not really like a surprise on who's the enemy here and who's like good or bad. But we do see, I feel like this one we do see of a little bit like of a change in some of the characters. Like I would say like A Train. Like I used to think A Train was just a dick. He still is a dick, I think. But like you start to see that like
they're setting him on a path of not redemption, but just like he's human, like compared to
yeah.
like Homelander, like he's like a real person.
Person, yeah, you can see that he has some like humanity in him, and I feel like I don't really say I can't really say it's more so different from the second one. I would say it's the same as the first and the second, really, because the first,
All three of them are pretty consistent.
yeah, they all seem they all have the same feeling. I won't see no differences. The only difference I would say is like figuring out the characters and figure out like who Billy Butcher was or why he is the way he is. I would say that's the only difference that I see in this one compared to season 2. And that's kind of a reach too because like we kind of get that vibe from season 2 or 1 of why he became the way he was.
Yeah. I feel like it's crazy because if you really think about it, they've been setting up Soldier Boy since the first season. Like I remember them talking about him since the first season. So the fact that they brought him in this season is kind of like every single thing about this show seems like it's interconnected. When it comes to them like the 24-hour V, like they've been kind of like setting that up. Like when it comes to the military and shit, like them creating soup villains and terrorists and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Them doing that, and then the Homelander and Butcher like rivalry, like you could tell like it's been building up to like to the point where even in the beginning it showed that like Homelander was like, yo, I could kill you at any point, I'm just not like I'm just not choosing not to do that, like, you know what I mean? But then once he gets the powers, it's and then like that's the first time we ever seen Homelander scared. He was like, yo, like yo, he was an issue before he had powers.
Yeah.
So now that he has powers, it's like, oh, okay. Like, that's why when he saw him, he's like, yo, all bets are off. Like, yo, it's up now. Like, yo, like, it's straight smoke. Like,
yeah.
It's actually crazy. Like, I feel like, it's dope because I was doing a lot of research on the comics, and this is the first instance where the show is better than the comics. So so the creator of the comics, he didn't like superheroes. He made the comics to like troll superheroes, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, literally the whole comic was about like these dudes just killing superheroes for fun. Like, that was like the whole premise of it, and then it kind of dives deeper into like the superhero psyche, like Homelander and shit. But mainly it's just about like you find out that literally every single superhero is a piece of shit. So it's like that's what the writer was trying to portray, but he was portraying it as in like it's black and white. Like, every superhero is trash. You're looking up to like a piece of shit. Versus like the show, it actually dives deeper into like their psyche, which is actually kind of like, it's actually crazy that like they took a property that wasn't known, that wasn't that good, and made it into such like a great show. Like, it's actually kind of crazy.
So he doesn't like comics. He doesn't like
superheroes at all.
So he came up with a comic about superheroes, and he doesn't like superheroes.
Yeah.
So
he came up with the comic just to like
troll,
make fun of like I know in anime there's like even One Punch Man is like he's like making fun of the trope of superheroes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But is he like?
Well,
does he create comics in general? I
don't think he's done any other superhero comics. Like, I think that was the only superhero comic he's made. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I just know that like if you like watch his interviews, he's like, yeah, man, superheroes are trash. Like this is the way he talks about it. It's like you could tell, like the way he was writing the story. It's like a teenager like oh, superheroes are weird. Like, superheroes are gay and shit. Like, it's like that type of angsty vibe. Like, it's like you could like every superhero is a piece of shit. Every superhero, like in the comics, you know how in the show it was the Deep who showed his dick to Starlander, and you know she necked him or whatever.
Yeah.
In the comics, it was Homelander, the Deep, and Black Noir, and they like gangbanged her.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like in the comics is way worse. Like everything about the characters are way times 10 in the comics. Like Homelander's eating babies and shit. Like it was just it's real dark, gritty shit in the comics.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think Homelander is weird. Like how he's so fascinated with like breast milk. Like, it'd be crazy, bro.
But it makes sense because he's a child. Like, he's, you know, it's one of those things where it's like he's a man baby. Like, he's never had a. It's legit. It's like I know it's a bad it's a bad connection, but I feel like it's a easier way for you to understand it. It's kind of like Michael Jackson. The nigga never really had a childhood, so when he got older, he was just like big ass kid. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see it with Homelander. Like he was literally raised in a tube in like a facility. Like, he never like had any like family. Like, you know what I mean? That's why he was so excited when he found out that dude was his father, Soulja Boy, because it's like he never had that. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny when I was watching this, and then Soulja Boy ended up being the guy from Supernatural, Jensen Ackles. Yeah. I think that was like I feel like it's kind of dope because I just finished watching the whole Supernatural series, and I'm like, man, this dude went from Supernatural to this. This is like a good jump for him, I feel like.
Fun fact, I was watching he just did a podcast, and like a clip I seen, it popped up on the shorts, and the creator, like the showrunner of The Boys is the same showrunner who did Supernatural. So when the show was ending, they were on the phone or whatever, and the dude was like, yeah, yo, let me know, the Jensen Ackles is like, yeah, like, if you need my help on anything, like, because Supernatural's ending, like, I'm down to do whatever, because he fucks with that nigga so hard. So the nigga was like, oh, yeah, he was making a joke like, fuck it, we could put you in The Boys or whatever. And Jensen Ackles was like, yeah, I'm down. And then he was like, oh shit, you actually want to do the boys? And he was like, yeah. So he was like, well, I don't want to just make you like a side character. Like I want you to make you like an important character. So like he literally wrote like kind of like Soldier Boy around him type shit.
That's dope. Because his character in Supernatural was my favorite character. Dean.
Yeah, I've never seen one episode of Supernatural.
But I feel like Soldier Boy, like, I think Homelander could take him, low key. But they're kind of even. Because like he can take away. I don't know if he could, but he could take away Homelander's power.
Yeah, he definitely can. But I think it's. I feel like the scaling on the show is a little weird, just because it's kind of like so Soldier Boy. It makes it seem like Soldier Boy couldn't take Homelander without Huey and Butcher.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he kind of could. Like towards the last episode, they make it seem like he could like take him.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Butcher, just one of like the best characters. We got so much shit about his backstory, the reason why he acts that way. We got more backstory on his brother Lenny. Even like he's brought up Lenny multiple times. Like his sight, it's crazy because like him and Homelander are literally the same person, like to a degree. Like they're literally like two sides of the same coin. Like I feel like that makes that adds more depth into like the story, because Homelander is willing to do whatever he wants to accomplish his goals, and so is Butcher. Like you could tell, like they showed like pretty much him saying like, yo, I have to be the asshole so shit can get done, like, and then Mother's Milk is the dude to like hold the team down or whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like it's the same with the Seven. Like,
why do they call him Mother's Milk though? That's what I want to know.
They explained it, but I forget. I think it was just like a nickname or something, or like his actual name. I don't know. I don't know. There's a reason for it, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure they explained it. But yeah, Mother's Milk's one of my favorite characters. Literally every character on The Boys is my favorite. Like I fuck with all of them, like heavily. Like Huey, I fuck with Huey. Like it makes sense why he was acting that way. Like nigga was getting saved. Nigga's a bitch. Like he's a bitch. Like I feel him. Like if a bitch got a gun, like he's shooting that shit. Like you know what I mean? Like,
do you think their powers represent their personalities?
I think it might. I think it's weird because I think it's kind of like It's not. It seems like the show did it on purpose, but it doesn't really make sense. Like,
yeah.
That he like it doesn't make sense that Butcher would get like Homelander powers.
That's what I was saying. I was like, he became exactly the person that he hates.
Yeah, and it doesn't really make sense why Huey got that power, but it's still like, okay, yeah, I'll accept it. Like, you know what I mean? It's such a good show that I'm like, I'm not even gonna question it. Like, you know.
One thing I noticed too, there was a scene, right? You know how when Huey's always struggling with the jar?
Yeah, and then he just opened it. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think they did that for?
Because it showed that he's confident now. Like prior, he wasn't confident, and right after he got his powers, he became more confident in himself. Like he even said it to her when he was like, oh, I hated it, and then 5 seconds later he's like, nah, I fucking loved it. Like it was the greatest shit ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where he's happy to even be in the conversation of like helping out. Like before he wasn't really doing anything. If you really think about it, like everybody else had something to do. His thing was fucking Starlight. Like,
yeah. It's funny how they made it the analogy that like he's like Lenny to Butcher. That's why Butcher kind of fucks with him. I was always wondering why Butcher, like, why is he always putting up with this guy? And it's like, oh, because he reminds him of his little brother. That's why.
Yeah.
Because if you really think about it, Huey does not do nothing really for the team.
Yeah, but at the same time, they had the conversation in the second season. They were pretty much like, Huey's like just like Mother's Milk is the heart of the team, but so is Huey at the same time.
But in this one, he's becoming less of the heart. He's becoming more of the Butcher.
Yeah. Like it's literally just Butcher, just like fucking with him. Like it's like Butcher's ideology, like came like he's starting to see why Butch is acting like that, especially because he thought he was doing good with the senator shorty, but then he finds out that the shorty was like a villain the whole time. Like, you know what I mean? So he was like, yo, I've been doing it wrong. We got to do it your way. We have to do it. We can't do it by the books because there's always going to be another underlining, like somebody trying to like take over or some shit like that. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Like, you really can't do shit. Like, honestly, I'd be pissed too if I was working with her the whole time and then you find out like she was the one popping niggas' heads.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed.
I guess that that woman, she can't kill Homelander with her powers. I'm assuming because she's like afraid of him still.
I don't know, but that's the thing. I don't know if it's because she can't kill him or it's because he's Homelander. You know what I mean? Like, because like it's one of those things where it's like
he's not sure.
She's not sure exactly. Like she's not sure if she could kill him because she made fucking Starlight's nose bleed. So I'm pretty sure she could kill Starlight. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like maybe she's just scared of him, and it's like that makes a lot of sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of niggas could probably hang with Superman, but that doesn't mean they have the balls to do it.
Yeah,
like, you know
because if it doesn't work, she's dead.
Up.
That's why.
Yeah, it's up.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, she's dead.
Yeah.
The other guy that I'm more interested in is Stan Edgar, the head of Vought. I wonder why. I feel like Homelander is scared of him, and I feel like he's not scared of Homelander at all. He's like the only one that's willing to like stand up to him.
I think it's because he knows. He knows, like, he's one of the few people who actually knows that, like, Homelander, like, behind the facade, where it's like, yo, you're a kid, bro. You're out here looking for what's it called? Like gratification. Like you're out here looking for like what pretty much what what's his name? What Soulja Boy said is like, yo, you're real life, like you're a pussy. Like you do everything. You do everything for people's gratification, for people's like approval, and it's like he knows that even though Homelander's not soft, he's still like in deep down, like he's still like looking for like that father figure. Like that's why he's like, yo, you're over here begging for approval from me when I really don't give a fuck about you. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
why is he not scared? If I was him, I would be scared to talk to Homelander like that. I don't know if he has a power. I low key think if he's the head of Vought, he low key has a power. I think he has a power. And then also, I think what happened with Noor, was crazy. Like the whole story, how it was explaining how basically they betrayed Soulja Boy and how Soulja Boy used to beat this living crap out of him.
Yeah, they used to fuck him up, bro. And I like how they did it in the animation style, just because it's like it shows that like Noir was really fucked up. Like, you know what I mean?
Head, yeah.
He really felt like it's funny in the cartoon they fucking like bashed his brains out. I was like, oh my god, like no wonder like he's mentally fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? It makes a lot of sense. But what's it called? Fun fact in the comics, Black Noir is a clone of Homelander.
For real?
Yeah, is a clone of Homelander.
Wow, that's wild.
People thought like that's where they were gonna go with it, but it's not, obviously.
In some ways too, Homelander is just like Soulja Boy. Basically, he's the dick of the squad.
Literally exactly like Soulja Boy. This is literally like everything that they were going through, like they're going through now. Like they all wanted to kill Homelander, and like, you know what I mean? Like they all literally did it, and that's why Homelander, when he was talking to Soulja Boy, he's like, "Nigga, I feel you. Like when your team don't fuck with you." Like he literally said it. Like it's like, yo, all like if you think about it, though, his whole squad at one point, other than like the Deep, like tried to betray him to a degree. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, what's it called? Is there anything you didn't like this season?
The only thing I didn't like of this season, I wish they went more in depth with Soulja Boy and why the way he is. I feel like they just said like, oh, his dad didn't really care about him and he took the easy way out. But I feel like you gotta be kidding me to be that way just because your father didn't accept you.
I mean, for me personally, like everything makes sense.
Mm.
Think about it in the real world. Like if Steve Rogers was getting bullied his whole career, and then he gained the ability to like be able to fight back. I think it's kind of like the thing about if you give somebody money, it amplifies who they are. So it's kind of like the same with that. It's like I feel like he was always probably like a shitty person. It just so happens that he got powers and became famous. Like I feel like it just everything they said, it just made sense. Like to me, like he's literally a spitting version of Homelander. It's just like he was doing everything for approval and he never got that approval. So like he just feels like he's just the shit. Like, you know what I mean? And I love the aspect of him when he's coming back and he's just like confused around the world. Like he's literally what Captain America would be in real life. Like he's like, I know Captain America would really be racist. Like I know, like, you know what I mean? Like there's no way he's gonna come from like the 40s and fuck with niggas. Like, you know what I mean? Fuck with gay people. Fuck with like all that shit. Like I feel like that's too much. Like I feel like like literally he is what Captain America should have really become. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I can't believe like for some reason I felt like he was kind of a good guy in some ways, but then after seeing what he was about to do with Homelander and then Homelander's son, I was like, dang, like he's really an evil dude. He's really like a go with the flow dude, or whatever how he feels, that's what he's gonna do.
And literally Homelander is the same way. Like you see glimpses of Homelander being a good person when it comes to like him having his son and shit. But
it seems like Homelander's worse though.
Definitely worse.
It seems like Homelander's way more crazy than him. The other guy, well, Soldier Boy, it seems like he's like, I don't know. I feel like he feels like a normal person, but he's just like, he's like a shitty person.
Nah, yeah, like when he was having conversations with Huey and shit, like he did seem like not too bad. Like,
he just seemed like a normal dick. Homelander seemed like he was just like a serial killer.
Like a killer,
yeah.
Nah, I hear what you're saying. I don't know, man. It was I don't know. I've just fucked with everything. I am a little upset that I feel like my main issue with this season is that I feel like this whole season 3 was just all character development. I don't have any issue with that, but at the same time it feels like the plot didn't move forward.
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of crazy fighting scenes other than when they met up with Homelander.
I mean, but you gotta really think about it. I was thinking about it when Homelander and Huey and Butcher were fighting. I was like, they really don't do a lot of fight scenes in this show.
Yeah,
if you
it's
really,
just
really think
characters. About it. The characters make you like enjoy the show.
Exactly. So when they were fighting, I was like, oh, like this is actually good fight choreography. Like I haven't really seen them really fight other than like Kimiko and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, like I said, I feel like my main issue with the show, I don't think it's an issue with the show. I think I'm having issues with the short seasons. Because I personally feel like 8 episodes. I feel like we didn't get enough out of this season, and it makes me start thinking like overall. I'm starting to. At first, I loved like the 8 episode thing, but now I'm like, I don't feel like it's a good way for stories to be told, just because I feel like it's not enough time for things to breathe. And I feel like the more I started thinking about it, it's like the more I started having I started thinking of that. This issue goes along with all shows that are 8 to 6 episodes, like all the Marvel shows. I feel like there's not enough time for shit to breathe. Like what's it called? Stranger Things. How I just feel like there's like I'm not saying shit should be like 20 something episodes, but I feel like maybe like a 12 episodes. Like
a good I would say like 16.
That's like, yeah. I just feel like there's because the thing is, like, the reason why I'm not too mad about it is because they're cutting out a lot of filler.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of like I just feel like there's not enough time to breathe. Like Soldier Boy didn't have enough time to breathe. Like, you know what I mean? Them having the powers, they didn't have had enough time to breathe. Like The senator, she was truly in the season like probably 3-4 times. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't really in it a lot. And even though they were setting her up as the main, like,
I see what you're saying, because the way how it ended with him just being back in the tube, Soldier Boy, I kind of wanted his character to be out more. I want him to be more involved.
And Maeve, like, not like I think it would have been better if she died, but I mean, that's fine. Like, she got to like have a happy ending or whatever.
Yeah. But for now,
I just feel like there's not enough time to breathe. I feel like, and I don't think that issue. I don't think it's gonna go away anytime soon. So it's kind of like, what is gonna be an ending for this show? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, for, I don't know, 8 episodes. I just feel like personally it's just not enough time. Like, the more I started thinking about it, even though like, because 8 episodes, that's probably why I fell in love with the show in the first place. It's the same with like Invincible, like shows like that. But at the same time, I just feel like for a show that's gonna continue, I feel like you need more breathing room. Like, even though they did do a lot of character development in this season, I just feel like the plot moved. I wish the plot moved forward more. Like, it was like little things moved forward, like Butcher's gonna die eventually, the girl becoming the vice president, Homelander being with his son, like little things, but it still feels like me personally, this feels like a little bit like season 2.5, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would say that. If you were to pick one person that's gonna get a permanent power, who do you think is gonna get that permanent power?
What do you mean?
Like, out of the boys, out of the crew, who do you think would get a power? I feel like someone's gonna eventually become a full-on soup.
Out of all of them, it would just make sense for it to be Huey.
Yeah.
Because Mother's Milk's not about that. Kimiko, she just gave up her powers just to get it back. And then Frenchie, I don't think he would ever get powers just because it's kind of like, I don't think that's the type of time he's on. And
wasn't there a conversation of him possibly taking it?
I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe.
I think there was a conversation with him and Kimiko. He's saying, "Yo, maybe I should get one too." You don't quote me on that, but I believe there was. Like, he said he knew where to get it, and it was at Vought.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if I told you this. In the comics, they all had powers. Like, that's the Vought 24 thing is like a main thing in the comics. Like, it's like a main plot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they get powers in the first comic. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, that's the way they get to fight superheroes. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I was wondering. I was like, how are they gonna handle Homelander? They're gonna need more like allies. I feel like, and especially with Maeve. That's her name, right? Maeve. Yeah. Especially with Maeve being gone and Starlight's not really all that powerful, but she's pretty useful.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to find ways to like protect themselves.
I'm not gonna lie. It was fire with that scene where Huey like turned on the lights and she started like floating and shit. But she really didn't do anything. She just I was dying. She just
it took all her might. It felt like just to do one blow, and he got up like it
got up like literally 5 seconds after. I was dying. I was like, what? But yeah. Anyway, Maeve was really hanging with Homelander though. I was like, okay. They really like. It seems like the 7. If all 7 of them jumped Homelander, they probably could take him. You know what I mean?
Thing is, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I feel like all Homelander needs to do is focus on the weak ones first. All he gotta do is just. You saw what he did to Supersonic, bro. That dude
obliterated him. Like, he obliterated him. I was
like, who did they got? Who did they got? All 7 can't do nothing. The Deep easily can kill him. A-Train.
I don't know if it's easily for A-Train. I don't know if it's.
I mean, as long as you gotta do is catch him. A-Train can't really punch him. He'll probably like break an arm or something if you try to hit him.
Probably.
And then, of course, Starlight can fight him, but like that's the only person that potentially can beat him. And then Maeve can hang with him. So if Maeve is out of the picture, they're all dead. If you think
And
about it.
don't. I'm pretty sure Black Noir can hang on him too. To a degree.
Black Noir's getting peased. What?
I don't think he's getting pieced.
What is his superpower?
So it's like it seems like he's very regenerative. Like he could like regenerate or something like that because
I thought he had like special like fast reflexes or something. That's what I thought.
It was because I remember in this last season they blew up the crib and he was like still alive. Like he was just chilling. Like you know what I mean. And there was a scene in the second season where like he literally took out like a whole base and just started killing bad niggas. Like I feel like
He was like a super soldier, like with super abilities, like super like.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's not super powered. Obviously, I just don't know. I don't think they've ever explained his exact superpowers. But the reason why is because in the comics he was a Homelander clone. Like you know what I mean? I feel like that's the reason why they don't really give him like what's Black Noir's power? Like nobody really knows. It's because in the comics they never explain his powers. It's because he's a clone of Homelander.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I just feel like the all the things that we know about Homelander is more based on fear than like actual fact. We don't really know how strong Homelander is. You know what I mean? We don't really know a lot about Homelander. It's all about like all the shit we've seen him, especially versing like humans. Obviously they're gonna die, like that shit. You know? But I'm excited to see what happens next season. I'm excited that his son like fucks with that shit. Like I just find it funny when it's like he's teaching his son like, oh yeah, killing niggas, that's cool. Like you know what I mean? And then like
that's fine. You know that's fine to do.
Yeah, like and then seeing his son fly. And hopefully next season he gets like a costume. That'll be fire. Like I'll fuck.
And it's sad too because he can easily manipulate his son because of what Butcher did, and he's the only one that can understand his son about having powers like that.
No parents to a degree, like you know what I mean. Nobody to really watch over him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be dope to see. I feel like it would be cool is like if we see like his son start killing niggas. I feel like that would be funny as shit. Like, if we see his son like ripping niggas skulls off and shit, that would be fire. That'll be fire.
Yo, the stepfather of Mother Milk's husband, current husband.
Yeah.
He is a cook dude. Like he's basically the definition of a stan. Like
like I think they did that on purpose. Like, they definitely did that on purpose. Where it's like it's like everybody knows the dude who's like, yo, don't trust the government. Like yo, everything they're telling you is fake and shit. It's like, and then like. Mother's Milk really knows what's going on, so it's like, yo, this nigga's an idiot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then bringing his daughter to that shit, it's like, yeah, there's a lot.
You would think he would have changed his mind once when he saw Homelander just zap the dude in the face. Like,
no, you gotta think about it. Really think about it. This show, it reflects real life a lot. Bro, there was people who were cheering that, I forgot that nigga's name, the nigga who shot Trayvon Martin. Like, there was niggas who were, there's niggas who were cheering for him, like, yes, he killed that nigga. Like, there's people who like, I feel like if at a Donald Trump rally, if he just shot a nigga that like threw something at him, I don't think people would really care.
He said that. I think people would care.
Nah,
you don't think so?
No. I personally don't. I don't.
That's wild.
There's people who really fuck with him like that. Like, you know.
It was funny too, because when Homelander did, he's like, I just ruined my image.
Yeah, he was like, oh, ooh.
And it's getting scary because he's starting to realize, like, man, if I just be myself, there's gonna be people that still fuck with me.
You don't care, yeah, literally, like that. That's the worst part of the character is that he's seeing that he can do whatever he wants, and it's like he doesn't have to do like what Vought tells him, and it's like, damn, like what's next for this nigga? Like he can really do like that's scary because he can really do whatever he wants, and he has the shorty as a vice president. It's like he can get away with anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what would you rate this season?
I would give this season. I would give it a 9 out of 10 again. I don't think it's bad.
9 out of 10. I think I am.
I've never all the seasons that we watched been pretty consistent.
Yeah, I think I could give this a 9, or maybe an 8.5. I don't know. I just
give it 8.5.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. 9 just because it's like that's the thing with giving like short shows like 9 just because I don't know if I liked it if I liked the other season more. Like, you know what I mean? Like that is the other season's more intense.
I think I probably like the first season the best is because I was just new to the show.
Yeah.
That's why I'm considering it 9. Cause I don't know if it's just because I was just new to the show that you can't really consider that like that's why the first one's better because you're new to the show.
First time, yeah.
That's why I think the first one's better. But like I honestly think all 3 seasons have been pretty consistent.
Yeah, I don't think. If I had to probably choose, I would say like maybe the second one is like my least favorite out of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still like the second one was fire as fuck. Like so, it's like yeah, I think they were all pretty consistent. Like yeah, last season we had the Stormfront, the racism shit. That shit was fire. Yeah, I don't know. I would agree. They're all pretty like at the same level.
I feel like too with the way A-Train's going, I feel like he's gonna join the team a little bit. Like he's gonna help out.
I don't think they'd accept him just because literally he is the reason why Huey is there.
Yeah.
I personally don't think Huey will ever get over that.
Yeah. But when he apologized to Huey kind of felt like mad.
He punched him, so he didn't accept his apology. Even though you could tell that was the first time that he like truly meant, like he truly felt bad because of what happened to his brother. Yeah. Bro, that Blue Hawk scene was fire. Yo, you know how like brutal that death was? Like, bro,
that was like a zoom.
Literally, like, bro, that speedster, like that's a speedster kill, like dragging the nigga, bro, like that shit was crazy. And then I didn't think he was gonna die, but I was like, what are they gonna do? He can't, like he ran, like you know what I mean? And they gave him his heart.
That was smart.
Yeah,
I didn't see it coming. I was like,
I didn't see that coming either. She was like, yo, we're gonna have you in the hood slinging that yayo. Yo, she is funny as fuck, bro. She had me crying, bro. And like I said, A-Train to Africa, bro. This show is so fucking good, bro. It's just like all the jokes are funny. I've never laughed so much in a show that's not a comedy. Like you know what I mean? Like all of it's just so fucking good. I would give it a 9 as well. Now that I think about it, I feel like all 3 seasons are 9s in my opinion. And that's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Glamour of wearing diamonds. Diamonds bring status, elegance, and prestige. Their brilliance makes